What is up, guys? My name is Derek Beaver, and in this video, I'm going to share with you guys the best possible tips to get the cheapest flights all around the world. But before we get into it, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit post notifications so that way you can see whenever I post content just like this video. Now in this video, I am going to give you two of my best tips to get the cheapest tickets, but then I'm also going to give you one tip at the very end that is a website you should never ever use when you're traveling. It's just going to bring you headaches and it's going to hurt your overall travel experience. The first website that you guys need to be utilizing to get the cheapest possible flights is Scott's Cheap Flights. They have a lot of different subscription options ranging from the free version all the way to their elite version. Now each version is good in its own way. The free version is incredible because it's free. Now although you won't get all of the deals that the premium or the elite subscriptions get, you're going to get plenty of deals to start traveling for cheaper. Now the premium is incredible. It does cost a little bit of money, so if you are on a really tight budget, start with the free version. But if you have some extra money to spend, the premium version is going to get you set up perfectly. It'll save you up to 90% on some flights all around the world. Now the premium, because it's cheaper than the elite, is only going to include economy fares, so you're not going to get those business or first class. But for many travelers, that's just what you need. Just the economy fare is going to be the cheapest, and it also includes their mistake fares. Now mistake fares are my favorite thing in the world. So basically what a mistake fare is when the airline puts in the wrong price for a ticket. Now Scott's Cheap Flights, what they're gonna do is they're gonna update you guys the moment that they see that this is happening. And it's gonna give you the opportunity to capitalize on those cheap tickets wherever they are going. Now for those of you in America, we see mistake fares like $23 to Puerto Rico, $30 to Peru, and so many prices just like that. I have personally seen flights for $200 from Seattle to Paris and things of that nature. Now obviously mistake fares are extremely rare, so they're not going to happen every day, but I tend to see at least one every single month. Now the third type of subscription service that they offer is the elite membership. This is the most expensive, but it's going to include everything from the premium, and then also you're going to get all of the cheap fares on business and first class. So if you have the extra money to spend and you do like to travel in a little bit of luxury, the elite version is exactly what you're looking for. And I do want to end this by saying I'm not sponsored by anyone in this video. I'm just doing this from my experience, and every single thing I talk about in this video is from my experience. Now my personal experience with Scott's Cheap Flights has been incredible. I have saved countless amounts of money on different flights that I've taken all around the world. Before COVID, I had actually booked a cheap flight. It was Seattle to Paris. It was $199, and that wasn't even a mistake fare. That was just the cheapest that Scott's Cheap Flights was able to find, give me an update, and I booked it immediately. Now the next website that you need to be utilizing for the cheapest possible flights is Google Flights. Now Google Flights I talked about in my previous video when I was talking about affordable and budget traveling. Now, if you haven't seen that yet, don't watch it yet. Wait until you get to the end of this video, and then I'll put it at the end screen so you can click on it and watch it. But Google Flights is incredible because they give you so many different options, and you have my favorite option, which is the Go Anywhere option. Now, this is only if you're flexible and you don't have an exact location that you're trying to go. You just put in your home airport, and then you literally click Search Anywhere. Now I'm about to give you 3 different examples of Google Flights from 3 different destinations because it works worldwide. Now the first I'm going to do in America. Now what you're seeing on the screen is what Google Flights looks like. So what I'm going to do here is, because I'm from Seattle, I'm going to put in a round trip flight and see where it says where to. Instead of doing anything there, I'm going to leave that blank. Now on the dates, I will put it out a little bit. Let's say December 1st, and let's go to the 10th. Hit done, and then you just hit search. Now what's going to happen is it's going to pull up mostly the close airports, but we're looking for international and world travel. So we're just going to zoom out a little bit and let's go to Asia. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull up the cheapest possible flights to these different cities on those specific dates. Now, as you can see, travel is still expensive. You know, we're dealing with inflation and all that. And these are kind of what the flights look like. Now, let's say I click on Seoul, South Korea. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna show me the prices. See, so Delta and Korea Air, but this is my favorite tool. You hit this and it says that your prices are relatively typical for this time, but you can see it's in the middle of typical and it could be cheaper. So when I look at that, that's not somewhere I wanna go right now. But now let's say I wanna zoom out and go over to Europe. So you can see right now, I can get to London for $529. So I'm gonna click on that and it's gonna show me, look at this, prices are currently low for London. And so I'm gonna click that. We are doing savings here of almost $170 round trip for this airfare, which is incredible, especially in a time like this. Now, the option I'm gonna give you guys next is from the United Kingdom, which is where a lot of my subscribers are from. So we're gonna be flying out of Heathrow, it's the largest airport. And again, same dates, but we're not gonna hit an actual destination. So as you can see, you have flights all around Europe. You can get to Barcelona for $96. And again, we'll click that and it will show, wow, these prices are currently low, $75 cheaper than what they usually are, which is absolutely incredible. You get to Rome for $105, which also in this time is about $66 cheaper than it normally is. Now, the third option I'm gonna give you is out of India, which is also where a lot of my subscribers are from. Now, we're going out of their international airport in Mumbai. So as you can see, you can travel all around India for relatively inexpensive, but then also you can get to somewhere like Phuket for only $325, which if you look, is $166 less than normal on those specific dates, which is incredible. $325 to get to one of the most beautiful destinations in the world. I might as well book my ticket now. Now, the best way to use Google Flights and Scott's Cheap Flights is if you don't have an actual time frame in what you're trying to go or a specific place you're trying to go. And that's always going to be the cheapest way to travel, is just find out what is affordable right now for you and what destination that is, and just visit that destination. And trust me, even if you may not like the thought of that destination, it will surprise you. Everywhere has its own incredible things to do. Alright, so you guys have made it just about to the end of the video, and now I'm going to share that one website I would never use to book anywhere in the world, even if it was a close flight. Now, this website is Expedia. I have personally used them before and actually used to use them a lot when I first started traveling, before I knew about the Google Flights and the Scott's Cheap Flights. Now, yes, Expedia is going to give you the cheapest flight option that they have available for those specific dates that you go. So in that aspect, Expedia can be very valuable. But the only issue is, unlike Scott's Cheap Flights and Google Flights, you're not booking directly through the airline, you're booking through a third party, and that can actually hurt you in a lot of ways. For example, the first time I had ever booked my own ticket out of the country was to Mexico. Not a very crazy long flight, super quick, and it was really affordable. And they have this feature called the bundle feature, where you can book your flight and your hotel at the same time, and it will actually be cheaper than if you book them separately. So for me, a budget traveler at the time, I thought this was an incredible deal, and so I booked it immediately. But come to find out, they didn't book my flight to Mexico, only my flight coming home from Mexico, even though on my receipt, it showed that I had booked round-trip airfare. Now, of course, I called the airline and they were super gracious about it, but unfortunately, because it wasn't my personal booking, all they could do was cancel it. So I called Expedia, sat on hold for a while, and they said if I canceled it, that's fine, but they can't reimburse the bundle package or the hotel that I had already booked, which didn't make any sense to me because it was their fault. And so I had to fight them for almost 3 weeks, being on hold for about 2 to 3 hours every day for those 3 weeks, and they did finally get it resolved, but it took so much time and effort just to do that, when in reality, it should have been an easy switch. Which is why it's important to book through the hotel websites and the airline websites, even if it might be a little bit more expensive, because you have that opportunity to cancel and get your money back. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. If you found any of this information helpful in any way, make sure to give a like and subscribe so that way I know that I'm giving out beneficial information. And don't forget to turn on those post notifications so you know every time I post content just like this, because I'm posting these long format videos 1 to 2 times per week and our short videos daily. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.